So Tracie Wagman from Love After Lockup Season 2 finally had her baby. She gave birth to a baby boy about 3 days ago. The alleged father of the baby, Luke, that Tracie's currently engaged to, he's still behind bars at this time for possession and driving without a license. So Tracie's manager did a Instagram live with Tracie, and Tracie came in about 4 minutes in. Tracie said that she gave birth to a boy. They're both happy, they're both healthy, and she didn't want to go into any more details regarding that. Tracie said a lot of people weren't sure how far along she was because she was not going into details. She said some people thought she was 7 months along, some people thought she was 8 months, some people thought she was 9 months. I made a video I think the day before she gave birth, and saying it looked like she was going to pop any second from the last pictures I'd seen of Tracie, and she ended up having the baby the next day. She was 37 weeks along, so the baby came out about 3 weeks early. Tracie had to have a C-section, so she said about 3 days ago she had to spend 3 days in the hospital since she had to go through surgery. So she should be getting out hopefully today, or she may have gotten out yesterday. She told everyone that she thanks everyone for the support, and she just asked for privacy during this time. She didn't want to go into any details, except she did say that the baby was a boy. Then she had a couple of her friends come in to visit her, and she said they're friends of her and Luke's, and she said she was going to get off here and tell her friends about everything that happened. And she did tell her friends when she was on the live about 3 days ago that she gave birth to a baby boy a few hours before that. And then okay, so Tracie was doing this interview with her manager, Lily Red. Tracie was like, I'm going to get off here. And Tracie started to get really nauseous and started gagging. And her manager should have ended the live right there. But her manager was just sitting there smiling, watching for another 2 minutes while Tracie was on the verge of getting sick. And I just felt bad for her. I was like, oh man, her manager, Tracie was too sick to stop the live. So I felt like her manager should at least stop the live to save Tracie from people seeing her go through that. And next we're going to talk about Scott and Lindsey. So Lindsey did a interview with Sherelle from Sherelle's World the other day from prison. I did a video recapping the interview and all the new things that I learned, but then again, it's coming from Lindsey, so how true do we know all this stuff is? So Scott had commented underneath Sherelle's interview with Lindsey, and he had a bunch to say. I guess he is addressing a letter that the father of Miley Grace sent to the court, and this is what it says. It says, Lindsey's behavior had nothing to do with me. Please read. Dear Judge, my name is, and he blanked it out to protect his privacy. I am the father of Miley Downs, and I have known Lindsey Downs since she was 15 years old. We had a relationship for 6 years. I'm requesting that you show Lindsey little to no leniency in her sentencing today. It would take a significant amount of time to explain to you in detail every reason why she should be punished to the fullest extent, but I will share with you a few the best I can. Since Miley was 3 years old, Lindsey has been wild and living some life she finds exciting, I guess. Miley has been raised by me and Brenda Downs. Before the drug use, Lindsey and I were engaged while she attended Ole Miss, and within a year I found out Lindsey had multiple sugar daddies that she had kept secret. I found out about her other man, and she ran off, completely abandoning Miley. I quit my job and drew unemployment for 6 months to raise Miley because I had no help with her, and I am a diesel mechanic who works a lot of hours, so I couldn't do both. She got into drugs and started getting into trouble after that, maybe about a year later. She took Miley and ran to Tupelo in August of 2015. Miley missed her first day of school because Lindsey was coming down from meth and passed out asleep. Lindsey would not allow Miley to hardly even come to Walnut to see any of our family. She isolated her and hired 2 girls that she had met off the internet to keep Miley and be her nanny. Thankfully, the 2 girls she chose ended up being exceptional women. My daughter may not be alive today if it weren't for them. They stayed when Lindsey left for months and didn't pay them because Miley had no one, and Lindsey was very the V word, so everyone was scared to do anything. I would stay in Tupelo as much as I was allowed by Lindsey and try to make sure Miley was okay, but if anything didn't go her way, she made me leave. On one occasion, me and a nanny had just got Miley to sleep upstairs and Lindsey come in with a man and woman. Later, come another man and Lindsey came to us and said, "Stay in here, I'm making the other guy leave." All of a sudden, he beat the man with brass knuckles and a crowbar and he went running out the front door. This ain't no kind of environment for a child. There was blood everywhere. Lindsey told me and the nanny to clean the blood up and shut the garage door. They were leaving and they left. Miley and another child were upstairs asleep during this. Once Lindsey got put in jail, I took Miley and brought her to Walnut and didn't look back. I served Lindsey with custody papers when she was getting sentenced the first time, and she illegally forged my signature to custody papers with Brenda and took my rights away. I'll never make enough money to fight him. She had an affair during our engagement and burnt my house down, so I would have to move. I found a journal with her admission to that. I had multiple people show me texts where she was asking to pay them to jump me. She shot up more than one vehicle of mine. She stole 2 of my cars and totaled them. She took off with a rental car I got for her and totaled it. Lindsey called after first being sentenced before and was so proud of herself. She told me and my wife I'm famous. She has Brenda print off news articles and send to her in the mail so she could hang them in her cell. She was proud and I knew at that moment 100% it was more than a drug problem. She has shown severe V-word in front of Miley. Miley has watched Lindsey shoot someone on more than one occasion. She's been tormented at school due to Lindsey exposing herself and her drug-consumed lifestyle on national television, and she has no remorse. Lindsey is a dangerous, selfish person and does not care how her actions affect her daughter or anyone around her. Lindsey needs attention and will get it at any cost. My daughter can't have peace and no one can else while she is free. While I know it will happen someday, my daughter deserves peace for as long as she can have it until she is old enough to understand. Thank you for hearing me today. So it looks like Scott sent a letter that allegedly the father of Miley Grace had wrote and sent the courts, and Scott is doing this to prove, like, I'm not the reason why Lindsey was this way. Lindsey was this way before she met me, or even worse. So let me know your guys' thoughts about Lindsey's interview, if you've seen it, and what Scott responded to the interview with what Lindsey's baby daddy allegedly said about her. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notifications because I'm going to be dropping some more Love After Lockup tea. Thank you so much for watching.